Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of The Rundown. I am your host, Chris Fagan, and today we're going to talk a lot about Blade. He's got a new actor in the cast for the new Blade movie. We're going to talk some Max. HBO has now gone to that level now, and I'm going to do my review on Beef, and we're going to talk about a lot of other things right here tonight on The Rundown. Joining me, as always, in the studio is my wife, Joy. Hey, babe, how you doing? She had to look at the camera to make sure she was on. She's like, I'm not waving until it's real. And also back again. How long has it been since the last time, Sean?
It's been since the last time.
He literally told me not to do that. Don't tell me what to do. Thanks, guys, for joining, guys. And if you're in the live chat, you're joining us live, and I always appreciate you guys that join us live. We got a new feature here, so help me out. Let me test out and get the bugs out. So from now on, and so we're not going to do the whole chats right here thing. I'll bring that back when we get a lot of chats, blah, blah, blah. But from now on, it'll just pop up at the bottom of the screen. So you type in something like somebody out there, test it. Joy, if you want to do it, I don't care. Type something in there right now. Say, hey, babe, I love you. I'm going to wear that thing tonight or whatever that you like. Type that right now in the chat. Only Joy. Everybody else, don't do that. Oh, she just went. Okay, so she just says howdy. So this is what's going to happen. Every time you guys say something in the live chat, this is what you guys will see. Oh, there it goes. It just popped up. And bam, there, Joy Alamon. I don't know why it still says that, because that's not her name. I guess we'll talk about that later, huh, babe? that last name glitch right there. But yeah, it'll pop up right there at the bottom of the screen. So guys, fill up the chat board, and if you in the live chat, hit the like button, help us get these views up, get these likes up. But every time you say something, it's going to pop up at the bottom of the screen right there in the lower third. So there's a new feature that's going on right now. Also, like I said, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't become a subscriber already, because we are in the countdown. This is the official road to 10,000 subscribers. And once we hit 10,000 subscribers, I'm going to do like a weekly prize thing for our viewers. I'm going to do more contests and things like that. We did a soft contest, look, what was that, 2 weeks ago? We had a winner of a John Wick a Pop Funko Pop. I haven't delivered it yet, but I haven't forgotten it. Me and him, we already exchanged information, so the winner is going to get that Funko Pop sent to him. I wanted to send it. I'm going to have Amazon deliver it. What does it make sense for me to get it here and then mail it again when Amazon can just do it? Let's just do it that way. Anyway, but congratulations to that winner again. But guys, like I said, write something in the comment section when we're talking about all of our topics here. So if you got something to share with us, you want something to say, your theories, your questions, your comments, concerns, put it in the bottom of the screen. And or as Sean always calls it, put it in the box. I always thought you were saying something dirty when you said that, Sean. Put it in the box.
I might have been.
Yeah, put it in the box. I don't know why I got turned on when you said that all the time to our viewers. Put it in the box, and it'll pop up at the bottom of the screen. Just put it in the box right there. We are officially on the road to 10,000 subscribers. So let's get there, guys. All right. So there's the box right there. So Sean, thanks to you, I have manifested the box. The box is here. There it is. Well, you can't see it. Look, there it is right there. All right. So let's get started.
I see the box, Chris.
You see the box? All right. You know what? You know what? I'm not playing any games with you. I'm not. Let me make sure that the box appears on everybody's screen. I got to make sure to copy and paste that, and everybody, I'm just doing some last minute fixes right there. All right, so let's get started with the force feed. Babe, if you don't mind, what's on the headlines today?
Academy Award nominee Colin Farrell is the Penguin. The new Max original series from Matt Reeves and the next chapter in the Batman saga is now in production.
Oh, by the way, this is all the Twitter feed from the updates from HBO and HBO Max. Now HBO now is called Max, but we'll get into that later. But this is what the force feed is today. Go ahead, babe.
Coming in 2024 to Max. And we've got Welcome to Derry. Taylor Page, Jovan Adepo, James Remar, and Chris Chalk have been cast to star in the Max original series and prequel to the It films coming in 2024 to Max.
Yeah, that's going to be good. Yeah. Did everybody, let's go back to the last one real fast. Did everybody get a chance to see that trailer? Yes. I just saw it a minute ago. We all saw the Batman too, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's going to be, man, that trailer looked good. Did it look like it took place after this? Did they say it was
yes. So the show takes place 1 week after Gotham got flooded.
So why does he look younger? He looks a little younger than that. I don't know.
He got some work done.
Got some work done. All right, I'm sorry, babe. What was the next one?
Join at Robert Downey Jr. as he helps save the environment, one classic car at a time. Downey's Dream Cars is coming soon to Max.
I heard that's about him taking like classic cars and transitioning them into environmental friendly, like I guess electric cars. Is that even legal to do to a?
What does that look there?
What that look he's giving right there?
I mean, his hair. I don't know what he's got going on there, but
I mean that's the Tony Stark, F me eyes.
He's just a little older now.
Yeah, a little older, a little wiser. Like fuck you, Pedro
richer.
Pascal. I'm sexy too.
well, it's like he's trying to bring back the old George Clooney haircut
Yeah, that is the George Clooney haircut. All right.
from way back in the day. It wasn't cool then either.
I mean, now maybe he's auditioning to play old Batman or something.
He looks like George did in that movie Dust Till Dawn. I guess he does.
That is the Dust Till Dawn cut. That is the Dust Till Dawn cut. Damn.
He just needs that tattoo on his arm.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. Remember when that guy said, "If I turn into a vampire, you got to promise to kill me," and then George Clooney was like, "I promise."
I got you.
What's that?
Say the word. Shazam! Fury of the Gods is coming May 23rd to Max.
Oh man, that movie flopped so hard.
I was
man.
literally about to say I heard that movie tanked.
Tanked so bad, man. It just the commercials just did not look that great, and I can't wait to see it. I mean, I want to see it, but it was like I don't know what happened between the magic of the first one, because the first one did fairly well, but I was excited to see it. This one I just was not. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was the marketing. I'm not gonna blame The Rock or anything like that. Stupid, but it was just the marketing of it. I don't know. What about you, Sean? What made you not go to see that movie?
I'm right there with you. I watched the trailer and I was like, meh.
And Joy was like, if you're not going, I'm not going. What's the next one?
For 2 decades, a killer preyed on women across Oregon.
Ooh.
Lost Women of Highway 20 is coming this year to Max and at Discovery ID.
Is this based on a true story?
I was literally about to ask
I'm
that.
sure.
Is it?
Those are always the best stories when you know it's based on.
Yeah.
I mean,
Some
Discovery
factual
ID is one of those crime type.
Yeah, true crimes.
Yeah.
Girlfriends always get to give their husbands that look.
Push to the edge.
Husbands all over the world be keeping an eye on their wives. They just be eating the popcorn, watching that true crime stuff, just getting notes.
Slowly start turning. To
Yeah.
Let's the ideas, buddy.
That's why Sean stopped doing that Bane voice around his house. His wife was like, "Okay, come on, keep going,
No,
do
she
it.
had enough of that.
Do that one more time, see what happens."
Okay, then we've got Same Faces, Different Places. Rick and Morty, the anime, is coming this year to Max and at Adult Swim.
I'm still debating on it, doing a first time watching on Rick and I've still never watched Rick and Morty. Everybody keeps telling me it's good.
It's weird. I mean, I'm not going to rag on it. I've caught glimpses of it. It's just a very strange show.
We got a comment. I want to put. Let me see real quick. Let me see if I can get the screen here. There we go. Kevin Meyer says the movie was a lot of fun. Marketing. Oh, so it's Shazam. Yeah.
That's true though. A lot of times where the movie can just get completely railroaded because the marketing or the people that are responsible for the trailers just don't do a good job.
Yeah.
They either put the entire movie in the trailer, or they tell you nothing, and you're like, I don't even know why I'm going to watch this.
Yeah.
Or I already watched it by watching the trailer, and that was good enough. What Netflix does.
Right.
You don't need to watch the show. Just watch the preview.
What's the next one?
Your favorite Toons are back for more fun.
This one I'm more excited about almost than anything else.
Tiny Toons Looniversity is coming soon to Max.
So are they going to college? The Looniversity.
Looniversity.
Well, they're from the GOAT, Steven Spielberg. I wish Tabs was here.
Is it produced by Spielberg? I know Tiny.
Remember Tiny Toons was executive produced.
I remember Tiny Toons. Yeah.
Yeah. Tiny Toons was executive produced by
Spielberg.
Yeah. It said Steven Spielberg presents Tiny Toons. I remember that from back in the day. He was even in a couple of the cartoons. They were joking about how he greenlit it, and it was if I remember the story correctly, it was a kid who they were drawing like Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck as little kids, and and it somehow made its way to Steven Spielberg, and he was like, I got a great idea how to exploit this and make billions of dollars off of it. But then that's where Tiny Toons Adventures came from a kid who will probably remain nameless and never get the full credit for creating the idea. But keep going. Yeah,
we're going back to the beginning. Gremlins: Secrets of the Mogwai is coming May 23rd to Max.
So this is the origin story of the Gremlins. You're not excited about that, Sean?
I don't know. I'm not gonna say anything until I watch like a little bit of like trailer or something.
I saw a little bit of the trailer. It looks cute.
It's animated.
It's animated. I was hoping it was going to be a live. I heard about it a long time ago. I was hoping it would be live action, but they said no.
But like even as a kid, I remember like the drastic difference between part 1 and part 2. Part 1 was like kind of a creepy, scary.
It was almost a horror.
Yeah, and then the second one, it was just a fun, funny movie.
They did to Gremlins what the studios did to Nightmare on Elm Street. They decided to make Freddy Krueger funny, and Wes Craven was so pissed. But marketing, it worked. It made a lot of money. And like it or not, I think Gremlins 2 made more money than the first one because it was building off of what Gremlins 1 did.
I always thought that they were just funny, even in the horror. They were just
they were funny.
Oh yeah, because it was horror, but not.
Like they
were
just
way to laugh.
It was ridiculous horror.
That was the point of the Gremlins, was to break stuff and mess with stuff.
The wheelchair to go up the stairs, and she goes like flying out of the window, and they're all like in their
they were leaning on like dark humor almost. It was fun, but it was funny. But hey, I don't know. I doubt this cartoon. I mean, it is HBO Max, so I mean, Max? Maybe it'll get dark. Who knows?
Maybe it's blasphemy, but I would like to see either a sequel or a reimagining of the first or second Gremlins with the modern technology.
Maybe your boy from District 9 might direct it. All right, what's the next one? That's an old joke.
He's just sticking it to Neil every chance he gets.
I'm always getting on him about that dude. What's that?
The Sun Sets on Night Country, a new chapter in the acclaimed HBO original series True Detective, starring Jodie Foster, Callie Race, and it's coming this year to Max.
This is like Fargo meets True Detective. That's what that poster looks like to me. I haven't watched the last. I only saw the first season that with Matthew McConaughey. It was good. But I never watched the other True Detectives. But I guess maybe I'll catch up on it. I think every season is different, or different detectives, I think.
Yeah, I know it was a different story
every time.
Was it a different timeline too?
That car looks old. Yeah, maybe it's a different. Yeah. Unless, I don't know. Like I said, it looks like Fargo to me. All right, what's the next one?
Lovely to meet you, Madam Chancellor. The
Is that
Regime.
Kate?
Yeah.
An HBO original limited series starring Kate Winslet is coming 2024 to Max.
She actually looks her.
She
She reminds now.
Who was that on? Who played the first female prime minister in The Crown? From X-Files. What's her name from X-Files? Mulder.
Gillian Anderson.
That's what she looks like right
from
there.
X-Files.
She looks like, that's what she looks like right there.
Yeah, she kind of does.
All right.
And then we've got your first look at, I have absolutely no idea how to say that.
Is that Robert?
Yeah.
He's looking rough.
Xuande and Robert Downey Jr. in the HBO original limited series The Sympathizer, coming 2024 to Max.
Wow,
I'm sure I butchered that name really badly.
It's called The Sympathizer?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean the makeup looks, I mean.
I was like, yeah,
It's just the eyes gave it away.
Yeah. And the next one?
A century before Game of Thrones, there was Sir Duncan the Tall and his squire, Egg. Executive produced by George R.R. Martin, Ira Parker, Ryan Condal, and Vince Gerardis. A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. The Hedge Knight has received a straight-to-series order.
That one.
The comments here, it was wacky, but man, I loved that movie.
Oh yeah, Kevin Meyer. Yeah, definitely need to go to go Gremlins 1. Gremlins 2 was like an Ace Ventura.
And I loved Ace Ventura 2, actually. I'm sorry.
It was still good, but super wacky. Yeah. True that. Well, yeah, I mean, anything Game of Thrones is gonna be money. That they're just printing money at this point because people didn't know how House of the Dragons was gonna be taken after how the last season of Game of Thrones was mixed with most people, and then it's just printing money at this point. Like 9 million views, man. So I think anything with the name Game of Thrones is just gonna be good, no matter what. I mean, they can still f it up, but that still sounds like it's gonna be good. But yeah, keep it running.
That was it.
That was the last one.
That was the last one.
All right, so yeah, then we'll go back to the last comment. But yeah, Kevin Myers said, yeah, definitely needs to go Gremlins 1 on this one. Gremlins 2 was like the Ace Ventura of the two, and it was still good, but super wacky. But you know what? Ace Ventura 2 is just as quoted as Ace Ventura 1.
Well, see, this Gremlins, unlike some of the stuff they're wanting to reboot so early, this is an old enough movie that there's tons of people who've never watched any of the Gremlins.
Yeah, it's old. And 84?
And it's been proven that when you do reboots or remakes to stuff, people will go back to the original. And who have not seen it before. I don't even know if I've shown the kids Gremlins yet, so I might show that to them.
They got to finish Jumanji first.
Oh well, they finished it in the car on the way home. Yeah, they liked it. The original Jumanji. All right, so yeah, that's the 4-speed. That's the quick headlines real fast. So let's go down to I guess the main topics. It's moving on. Okay.
Speaking of an off topic, but of the sequels, did you guys hear that Mel Gibson is working on a sequel to The Passion of the Christ? I don't even know how that works out.
Something about that.
Yeah, like he's legitimately working on it. I don't know if it's a prequel or a sequel.
Am I missing a page? Is it back? It's front and back. I was like wondering, am I missing something on here? I heard something about that, The Passion of the Christ, but I don't know much about it. But I think I know what you're talking about. I've heard something, but if anybody knows anything in the comment section, let me know. Is that still a thing going on?
Still watch it.
You said what?
It's like one of those Ace Ventura 2, Gremlins 2. You don't need it, but you'll probably still watch it.
You're still. All right. So for the starting off with the main topics on the theme of what we were talking about a minute ago, we'll just keep it going. So HBO Max is to be renamed Max, with an addition to Discovery Plus content, launch date, and pricings revealed. The two plans align with the existing HBO pricing, and Warner Brothers Discovery said current HBO Max customers will not see their prices change for now when the new service debuts. The third tier, Max Ultimate, expands to up to 4 streams and including 4K content. The trio of options are, let me put up the following real quick.
I hope that doesn't mean they're going to remove the 4K content for the base.
I have exactly what. Let me go full screen here if I have it here. Here we go. So, yeah, Max with ads or Max Ad Lite is going to be $9.99 per month or $99 per year. 2 concurrent streams at 1080p HD resolution, no offline download, 5.1 surround sound quality. Max ad free is going to be $15.99, and I believe that's what we all currently have now.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah, it's $15.99 per month or $149.99 a year. 2 current streams, 1080p HD, up to 30 offline downloads, and 5.1 surround sound quality. And then there's going to be something introduced called Max Ultimate, ad-free at $19.99 per month or $199.99 a year.
Phew. 4
concurrent streams up to 4K Ultra HD resolution, 100 offline downloads, Dolby Atmos surround sound quality. So
that's what they already have here for us guys, though. Basically, the only difference is I don't know about the concurrent streaming, but basically we're getting a price bump.
Yeah, but I don't think they can automatically bump it because technically I think what we already have is Max ad free. Or are we technically
I don't think they have any tiers at the moment. Maybe I'm wrong.
But I think what we're using right now, the equivalent is Max ad free, if I'm not mistaken. That $15.99.
Unless they changed it, I know I've seen 4K stuff on there, and I've seen the Dolby Atmos symbols before. I don't have a Dolby Atmos system.
I mean, I understood back in the day when they was talking about how with Netflix, people are like password sharing. How many people are really password sharing with HBO Max? I heard that more with Netflix. I don't hear that happening much.
Probably only certain times of the year when
when Game of Thrones is on and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's literally why I got it, was for Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
And I just kept it.
So I mean, so that whole thing where you got 4 concurrent streams at 4 different locations I mean, really, how many people are really like, how many people are gonna have like a house, like have 4 TVs
Watching
going on at the same time?
No.
Everybody,
Somebody's
watching Rick and Morty, somebody's watching Game of Thrones, somebody else is watching the Batman, somebody. I mean, I don't think that happens much. I don't think it does. I think HBO kind of brings the family together on that one TV. Which is why I don't know why they dropped the word HBO. I mean, the name HBO was perfect. Home box.
That was the one big cable channel we had when I was a kid, was HBO.
Max, all I think of is Cinemax.
Which is also that's right. Which is owned by HBO. So they took that name from them. So so now Cinemax can't have their own streaming.
What was it used to be? It was HBO, Cinemax, and Showtime.
Showtime.
Yeah.
Showtime is a streaming service too, but
Stars.
They got. I think Showtime got absorbed by Amazon Prime, or no, Paramount. One of the two.
I didn't hear about that. I'm trying to get the right cameras on.
I may be wrong.
Is this that's the wrong one. Damn it! Where is it? Where's us? See, I can't get the right frame here. Technical difficulties, guys. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Sorry about that. So let us know what you guys think about the new tier system. Are you gonna stick with the $15.99? Are you gonna bump up to the 4K Ultimate surround sound? Like, what was that commercial? He's like, the whole thing's a phone. You know, like, I'm on the phone right now. Conference call overseas surround. Remember that Snickers commercial? What was that Snickers Crunch commercial? Nobody remembers that?
No.
The guy driving in the big ass Hummer, bragging about his car.
Yeah.
And then he crashed.
Yeah.
He's like, the whole thing's a phone. I'm on the phone right now. Conference call overseas. That dude invented Riz. He should have been like that, like the way kids do this like nowadays. I don't know. All right, let us know what you guys think about the whole thing that's going on with HBO Max. Is it something that you're even worried about? Are you gonna bump down to the $9.99 with the ads on there?
Hell no.
I won't, because they don't say that they're gonna take anything away. Like, if you bump down to like $9.99, can you not watch Batman anymore? I don't like it when they interrupt
your show in the middle of it and force you to watch like this 90-second ad. That's really irritating.
One of the streamers, I can't remember which one it was. When you bump down to the free one, where you have, well, not free, but the cheapest one, and they play ads, they say you don't have access to all of their content. Is it Netflix? One of the big ones won't let you see every show or everything they have up there. It's one of them. I can't remember. If anybody knows the answer to that, let me know. And we'll bring it up later. What's the next topic, babe? If you got it on your page.
Okay, this comes in from Deadline. Mia Goth joins Mahershala Ali in Marvel pick Blade. Marvel could not be reached for comment. Plot details are unknown at this time, as well as who Goth would be playing. Goth is coming off a stellar year that started with the A24 horror pick X, with the sequel Pearl premiering a few months later. Goth stars in both, but is front and center in Pearl, where she gave a stellar performance that award pundits began discussing a potential Best Actress candidate. She's
going to be a villain.
Strong reviews in the Sundance midnight pick Infinity Pool.
I still have not seen. And that's going to be another thing I'm going to probably do a first time watching on this channel. I want to see both of her movies. Was it X and what was the other one? Pearl. I want to see both of those movies because there's a third one else that's coming out. I hear she's creepy, like she's real good, and in Infinity Pool as well. The way she looks, I imagine she's going to be a vampire.
She's going to be a villain. I guarantee it. Just the way, if you've seen her before, she has a very distinctive, and it's hard to tell by this picture that's on the screen right now, but when you get a front-on shot of her, she has a very particular look. She has a very unique look, like blonde eyelashes and stuff. She almost looks like a Norwegian or something. Like she's gonna be a villain.
Like in the Trinity.
I hope not.
The one that Ryan Reynolds was.
That movie was only good because of Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, he was terrible.
Oh, it was horrible. Do not curse the first MCU Blade movie with the last Blade movie. Don't do that. Stay completely away from that. But some more information that came up on and then the whole conversation with them, let's see, came from, I think that same
there
article.
You go. You can see her.
That's the picture you're talking about. After spending the past year terrifying audiences and wowing critics, Pearl and X-star Mia Goth looks ready to take her talents to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. As sources tell Deadline, she is set to join Mahershala Ali in Marvel Studios' Blade. Yan Damage is set to direct the pick, with Michael Strawberry on board to write the script, and Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige producing. Ali is starring in the titular role. Is that, you said that's the picture that you were talking about?
No, but like you can see it a little better. But when her hair is pulled away from her face, she almost looked like she should have been on that Viking show. Like when you see her brow and her face, everything, she's very distinctive looking.
It reminds me of that unique look from what's her name? Just played Princess Peach from Queen's Gambit. Taylor-Joy, Anya Taylor-Joy has a very unique look.
She reminds me in this particular picture of Mila Jovovich.
Yeah, she looks like Lilu.
Yeah,
like the beginning of the Fifth Element. When you compare
there you go. There's your Fifth Element reboot, Sean. What you think? He's like, nah.
No, I would. I don't think they'd ever do it, but I would be interested to see it. They're not going to do it though.
A reboot of Lilu.
But they could do something with what's his name, Chris Tucker's character.
Chris Tucker should probably play Prince in a biopic, since that's who they were going to get to play.
God, what's his name in that movie?
Ruby Rod.
Yeah, Ruby Rod. That dude is a trip.
All right, guys. I'm excited for it. I just don't want any more delays. I just want this movie to come out and be good, man. I just don't want any more issues. Let's see. What you got to say, Kev? Dropping the HBO from Max was a mistake. Sounds ridiculous, but HBO content is way too good. Yeah. I thought you were literally about to say you were about to drop HBO Max completely. I'm like, come on, you ain't doing that.
I got a question for Kevin, if you're listening.
No.
If you can hear me, Kevin, did you watch the Band of Brothers series, and have you heard about the part 3 that's coming out and the drama involving HBO not wanting to fork out the dough for the part 3 and Apple picking the ball up?
I've never seen that. What was that?
Band of Brothers?
Band of Brothers? Yeah.
Yeah,
that was with George Clooney, right?
No, Steven Spielberg and Tom Hanks, and a lot of the production crew from Saving Private Ryan did 2 miniseries.
What movie am I thinking about with George Clooney in that musical? I'm thinking about.
What was that? I don't know.
I'm thinking about another movie.
Yeah, you're something totally different, babe.
My bad. Okay. Let me get rid of that. He doesn't. I guess it's gonna take a minute before he answers. But Kevin also says, great addition for Blade. I look forward to the movie. Hopefully this movie will get made before I retire. That's true. It has been a minute for too many delays at Marvel. I don't know what's going on, but I hope they get it together.
They have the money and resources to take their time.
Yeah, they'll get it together. They'll get it fixed. All right, let us know what you guys think about that and everything else that we've been talking about. And like I said, put your comments below, and maybe we'll talk about it some more on an upcoming We Got Your Mail or right here live on the video. And if you guys want to send in your comments, we'll pick them out. If you want to support the channel, you have super chats. If you can, that's great. If you can't, hit the like button. Either way it goes. We're just trying to reach our goals and keep the lights on, really. All right, what's the next topic, babe?
Next topic. James Gunn's DCU officially cast Frank Grillo as its first hero, Rick Flag Sr. Per the wrap, Grillo will play Rick Flag Sr. in the series, which will start off the DCU's Chapter 1, Gods and Monsters, in 2024. DC Studios co-CEO James Gunn will pen the script. According to Gunn, the animation will lead to live action and vice versa, meaning Grillo could play Rick Flag Sr. in the other format in the future.
So this is the father of the Rick Flag character who was killed by, spoiler alert, who was killed in Suicide Squad, the second Suicide Squad's movie, by Peacemaker. So this is Senior, Rick Flag Sr., and that's who Frank Grillo is going to be playing. And in this picture, this drawing of Rick Flag Sr. looks exactly like, look at that same haircut. That's perfect casting right there. So and to play, I guess that militant type, that same type of character, if Rick Flag's father. I don't know much about I don't know anything about this character at all. But if it's anything like the Rick Flag that we saw in the Suicide Squad movie, this guy must be a badass because, I mean, come on. I just want to see what the... I was so mad when they killed that character off, when they killed the Rick Flag character in Peacemaker. I mean, not in Peacemaker, in Suicide Squad. The Suicide Squad. But it was, man. So, but hey, we got Frank Grillo. I like it. I have no problem with it. What about you, Sean? What do you think about this cast? Have you seen all the Suicide Squads or the Peacemaker movies?
Yeah, I watched the show and I did watch the movies.
What do you think about Frank Castle jumping ship from Marvel to DC? He was Crossbones in Marvel.
He looks the part from this picture I'm looking at. I mean, he looks like he's going to need to put a little weight on, but yeah, he looks the part.
You don't remember him from Marvel? That the dude that was really with Hydra, and he had that elevator fight with Captain America?
Yes, I do. I do remember that.
I knew I was going to jog his memory.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, he's like, yeah, I do. He was holding like a briefcase. Captain America was. Yeah.
But yeah, now he's coming to DC, and I mean, that dude's always a badass. I like him in everything I've seen. Kevin Truelove, just subscribe, man. Oh man, we're getting closer and closer, man. This is the countdown, so that should be 9,907. We just need 93 more subscribes, man. There's 93, man, and we gonna hit 10K, man. All right, but yeah. Frank Grillo. That was a movie that Frank Grillo was just in. It was on Amazon Prime, where it was like a Groundhog's Day movie, where he kept dying and kept coming back and trying to. And it was an action movie. He was trying to figure out why he was trapped in his Groundhog Day thing. But his Groundhog Day began with the split second as he opens his eyes to wake up in the morning. A dude was coming to his face with an axe. So every time he died, he woke up with an axe 2 seconds away from splitting his head open, where he would have to move his head.
Familiar.
Move his head real fast, kill the guy, and he would
boss level.
Boss level. I think Mel Gibson was the main bad guy on that one. That movie was badass. Yeah, Frank, if you haven't seen Boss Level, that movie was badass. Go check that out. But I'm looking forward to this one. Was that the? That's not the last topic, right? The next one is all right, let's move on to the main topic, which is Marvel. Since we're already on comic book movies, the question is, are Marvel movies getting worse? I say I'm not gonna tell you exactly what I think now, but from the direct, they broke down a whole discussion of Marvel movies based on the Rotten Tomato scores that they've been getting lately, and saying that they're on a decline. So let me pull up that real quick. But before I start reading that, what's everybody's opinion? Do you think there's comic book fatigue going on, or what do you think, babe?
I think when you're talking about some of the, like, you're seeing all the Avengers, those movies were in-depth, action, over the top, all, anything and everything, good, very aesthetically pleasing, gives everybody good feeling. You just got craziness, and people want to see that over and over. Pretty much had very similar stuff with like the Spider-Man stuff that was going on. But then we start breaking off into all these little individual movies. They're a lot more side stories. And so these movies are a lot more just, let me explain to you where we came from, where we're going. And it's a lot harder to get that same feeling for people from those side characters. So I don't know that it's necessarily that the movies are being made worse. It's just not as interesting sometimes to just watch one character's origin, or another character's origin, or another side story here, or another side story there, versus these big ones that have everybody doing all kinds of crazy things.
I mean, but the build up to it is exciting too. I just think, I don't know, it's just something about this phase that I don't know. I'm just gonna blame the last guy who was in charge of Disney. That's always his fault. Bob Chapek. Everything is his fault. What about you, Sean? Do you think there's a decline?
I think there's a couple things to factor in here. One, that the superhero genre as a whole really kind of blew up again with Spider-Man back in like 2002. And then from then till now, I don't even know how many superhero movies, but I would go as far as to say more superhero movies.
For Marvel, there's over 30. It's like we're at 33 now.
And I think that they were very clever with the way they put all those individual movies, and then they put them in the Avengers, and then they made a giant Avengers series, which everybody loved them. I'm not going to say it will never be, but I'm going to say right now it has peaked. And we're going to maybe the problem is that our expectations now are just too high.
Yeah, so after Thanos,
individually we're like, yeah, it was okay. It's not like Joy said. It's not the Avengers though. And I think that until the next Avenger movie comes or the next great Batman movie comes, I just think that I know that's not Marvel, but I think that it's going to be a while before we see what the public would consider to be like a really phenomenal superhero movie. I'm going
in the other direction. I mean, I feel like I like it when we go back to being grounded. Like I'm starting to get bored when the universe is at stake all the time. I want to go back to when like Spider-Man 1, when just the city was in trouble, the neighborhood, just the family was in trouble. That the Ant-Man Part 1 and stuff like that. I liked it when we were at Captain America: Civil War. I mean, Hydra was a big problem for the world, but it wasn't about the world. The world was kind of at stake, or was it they were just targeting specific people. They just focused on it being a spy thriller. But the universe wasn't at stake. I like it when we come back to grounded stuff like that. That's just me. That's where I'm at. I don't think there's I think the writing has probably declined. But like I said, that's why I blame the old powers that be at Disney, because he was stretching everything so thin, trying to get content for Disney Plus, and making everybody put out shitty work. So I don't know. That's just me. Though. What did Kevin say? Great addition to Blade. I look forward to the movies. Hopefully this movie will get made before I retire. No, you already saw that one, right? The next one he said was, haven't seen Band of Brothers at the time. I didn't have HBO, and the series is on HBO. All right, well, got it. You got time to see it. You were talking about that was the movie you were talking about earlier, right, Sean? Band of Brothers.
Well, it's a mini series, and it's in my opinion one of the best ever made of any genre, any TV show. It's amazing. I mean, it's all Spielberg and Hanks, and it's all about the 101st Airborne. But anyway, check it out, Kevin. I promise you will like that.
Well, the question is, are the Marvel movies getting worse? Here's what the data says. After reaching heights no movie franchise ever dreamed of reaching, the Marvel Cinematic Universe has seemingly been living in its own shadows since Avengers Endgame. That's exactly what you guys were just saying. The Infinity Saga was 23 movies over 11 years that weaved dozens of character stories and moments together into one of the most critically acclaimed
sagas. People got so emotionally wrapped up in the events of Endgame and the other one, was it Infinity Wars?
Mm-hmm.
And now it's kind of like that huge thing is over, and now we're just kind of getting these smaller stories.
I mean, the smaller stories is what leads up to the next. I mean, we're getting another Avengers movie.
Maybe we're in just the beginning of it, and it's going to just take some time for people.
We got to do another build. The problem with this phase is that people couldn't figure out where it was going. I mean, in the first phase, it was like, oh, we're heading to a big fight with Thanos. People kind of knew what was happening, but with this one, they feel like, okay, we're heading to a big fight with Kang. But the way it started piecing together, it just made people theorize it more. I mean, okay, we're in this multiverse saga now, but people couldn't figure out. There's people still thinking that there's a theory right now going on that every individual movie that we've seen has all taken place in a different universe. Like, that's why Robert Downey Jr. is probably going to still be alive in another universe and come back, because Iron Man 1, 2, and 3 took place in a different universe than Thor. It's similar, and there is another Iron Man there, but there's all these splinters and these splits and these different realities and stuff. So I'm gonna tell you right now, I hope that's not true. If you tell me that each and every Marvel movie took place in a different universe, I'm gonna get pissed, because that's just too confusing.
So Kevin's got an opinion for you. He just put one up.
He says, I think part of the reason the early movies worked so well, they were good stories that loosely connected into the end credits, like the cliffhanger at the end of the season. You can wait for the next one. Is that okay? I thought I cut it off, but yeah, you can wait. Yeah, we can wait for the next. Yeah, I mean that's true. A lot of the end credits in most of these movies lately have not been that great. They have not. They have not worked each and every time.
He said the recent movies have been all over the place. No one knows what to make of them. No sense of time. You enjoy them, but you don't really know what the heck is
going on.
How we're connecting all of this together.
Okay, exactly, and that's it's been confusing a lot of people, and that's I still say it's Bob Chapek's fault. But moving on, but our Marvel movies are getting worse. That's the question. Three metrics are key in answering the question. Rotten Tomatoes is a percentage of positive reviews. Metacritic is a weighted score by industry professionals, and the CineScore is a grade from the eager moviegoers. So driving into these numbers for the MCU, here is a look at how Phase 4 and 5 are. You said what?
What are the two lowest reviewed ones on that scale?
I'm just about to pull up real quick. Let me see if I can enlarge this real quick. Let me zoom in. Is that too much? Is that too far to the left? Let me see if I can fix that. Uh-oh. Let me see if I can. Where is it at here? Topic. Where is it? There it is. All right. Move that over. Yeah. Can you see that better?
I still can't read the text, but it's better.
You can just read it. Tell us what it says.
What are the two lowest there? We got the M shape. We got two very distinctive lows.
So yeah, starting from. All right, let me enlarge it some more. Hold on. That's the largest it's gonna get.
All right.
Unless I can. If I keep doing it, it's just gonna do some weird stuff.
So what are the two bottom of the barrel movies there?
Eternals.
That's Eternals and that.
Oh, Angelina Jolie.
This is okay. From Phase 1. That was in Phase 4. Okay, yeah. So Phase 1, the average was 80%. Phase 2, the average was 81%, and Phase 3, they averaged 89. Phase 3 was their.
And Quantumania is the other one that's at the bottom.
Okay, all right.
Quantumania, that's Ant-Man, and Eternals are the two lowest scored ones. And this is from the critic scores from Rotten Tomatoes. Phase 4 has an average of 76%. The reason why it's not that, that's a D. And by the way, when I do the For Me reviews now, I'm not going to do numbers anymore. Like everybody's, I'm giving it an 8 this or a 4 that. It's kind of, I think I'm going to give them grades from now on. Everybody, you understand what an A, a B, C, and a D, and an F. Everybody understands that better. I'm going to just start saying A or A plus or B plus or B minus. That's what that.
Also, what probably affects people is that the average person who doesn't read comics, all right, and goes and sees the stuff that was in Phase 3, they didn't really need to know what was going on in the comic books. They didn't need to be a comic book reader to enjoy it and go, wow, this was awesome, great story, woo. But this new stuff really gets deep into the comics.
Yeah, it gets real meta.
Characters and stuff. And people who don't know what they're watching are going, I have no idea who these people are. I have no idea where they're coming from. Others, if you're a person who really follows, you probably liked it more and went, oh, wow, they went really deep into the comics. And I'm so glad they talked about that. I've been waiting for that. Whereas the average person's going, I have no idea what's going on right now.
I agree with that. And that's why I keep going back to Bob Chapek being the problem. Stretching Kevin Feige so thin on getting all that content out for Disney Plus. It never, for Phase 1, let me go back to the chart. It never was a requirement that as an average film goer that you needed to see the last movie to enjoy the next one or any of the other movies. They made them in such a way that they kind of, even though they were connected in a cinematic universe that all fit together in a great puzzle, but every piece was unique and great, and you could just come in and just watch Black Panther and just enjoy that and be like, I have no interest in the other ones. I don't care. And then see Black Panther, theoretically, or let me use Iron Man for example. And then see Iron Man 2. You can see Iron Man and then you can go to Iron Man 2 and you don't know all the things that happened between the two. You didn't have to see, Thor, the Hulk, and all that stuff to understand what any of the plot that was going on in Iron Man 2. You could just go from Iron Man 1 to Iron Man 2 to Iron Man 3. You didn't need to see the Avengers. It enriched you more on what was happening to Tony Stark in Iron Man 3 if you had seen what he went through in the Avengers. But you still understood it. They explained it so well. By the time we got to Phase 4, you had to watch the What If cartoon and you had to see WandaVision.
A lot of the stuff from the Disney Channel.
You had to.
The series, the movies.
And that's what Bob Chapek was putting onto Kevin Feige, where he was making it to a way where you didn't need to do that. Now he was forcing all this content to come out on Disney Plus to make the app popular, spreading him thin. Now we're getting those movies that are coming out now. The Eternals, Quantumania. Iron Man 3 is very meta. You really have had to have seen what happened in the last movies to understand what's going on in Ant-Man 3, unfortunately. So I'm not surprised but what's weird though is Eternals, you really did not have to see anything of the MCU. That could have been the first movie from the MCU technically. So I don't know why that movie. I've seen lately people have been coming back to Eternals and giving it a second chance and just like Avengers: Age of Ultron. They're like, you know what? This movie was not that as bad as I made it out to be.
I liked it, but I think, again, the average Joe went in watching it and
it's too much of a thinker.
Felt like it's just a knockoff of the Avengers. Okay, well they're all the same.
Sean, what did you think about Eternals when you went to go see it in theaters?
I actually didn't see that.
I knew that. I knew that answer. That's why I was picking on him.
I'm not like the biggest Angelina Jolie fan.
Angelina Jolie was not even the star. She was just a cog in the whole machine.
I saw the trailer for it, and it didn't grab my attention. And again, we can go back to that the marketing. I don't know. It just didn't look interesting to me.
Sean's my average movie guy. And mega movie fan. Sean is like a two sides of the same coin. On one side, he's the average Joe guy. On the other side, when it's a movie he really loves, he's the most harshest, most knowledgeable critic you've ever seen in his life. He'll tell you about the fucking lighting on RoboCop. he'll break down. He knows that directors fucking bank codes stuff. He knows everything about it. But when but for the most part, he's the average dude. Like, it's funny, like when a movie is good when Sean knows everything about the dude who did the catering.
I had an uncle who was just a wealth of facts.
Yeah.
He'd be like, "Did you know in 1963 the movie came?" And I'd be like, and I was a kid. I'd be like, "No." Okay, cool. I don't know. This is before the age of Googling things, too. I was like, I don't know how you know this stuff, but okay.
Now, going back, I'm sorry, we got off topic real quick, but going back to this chart, this critic score chart, the highest ratings were in Phase 2 and Phase 3, and Phase 3 being like way high, almost 90%. Phase 2
was with the Avenger, the end of the Avengers, right?
Yeah. So
okay, yeah, that makes sense.
People
were vested.
But in Phase 1, look at it. The Incredible Hulk was its lowest scored movie. Iron Man 2 was right just a little bit above that. Iron Man 2 was a huge step down.
Captain America 1.
And I think Thor, reason it just got above 75, but I think if critics had a chance to regrade that one again, I bet they would give that one a higher score. It's not surprising that Iron Man 1 and Avengers are the two highest rated movies, but Iron Man is even rated higher than Avengers. That's what's shocking to me. In Phase 2, Thor: The Dark World was the lowest ranking movie.
Oh yeah, everybody was.
It held the record for the lowest scored movie for the longest time. And then movies just started getting on average better and better. Phase 3 was like the golden era of it. And then when we move all the way back to Phase 4, that's when the shit hit the fan. I mean, Black Widow got above 75%, but we were in the pandemic era. I'm not surprised that there was so much drama about it and everything. And then Shang-Chi got a very high score. And then Eternals just tanked it. Eternals was the first movie since they get a lower score than Thor: Age of Darkness. Thor: The Dark World. What am I thinking about? So that was just weird. And I did not think that Eternals was worse than, to me, Thor: The Dark World is still their worst movie, in my opinion. And then we had Spider-Man: No Way Home. That was very high on the chart. Multiverse of Madness, just below 75%. And Thor: Love and Thunder. I'm surprised that Thor: Love and Thunder wasn't ranked. See, Thor: Love and Thunder is ranked lower than Thor: The Dark World. I did not like Thor: Love and Thunder that much, but it was better. To me, it was better than Dark World. I don't know what the heck is going on. People were I think, like you guys were saying, everybody's expectations was just raised up so high now after we had that Phase
Infinity
3 era.
Wars and Endgame.
After leading up to Endgame, in Phase 3, no movie was averaged below 75%. Everything is above that 75% bar right there. So I think after that, everybody got spoiled. You're kicking DC's ass. No movie in that phase was ranked below 75%. So you better bring it. And then Eternals was the first time the Eternals was the first time that they got a rotten on Rotten Tomatoes. That's crazy. Moving on, the Rotten Tomatoes score, critics score, is actually not a rating at all. And this is something that you guys need to hear. Listen to this. It's not a rating at all. It is an enjoyment metrics that shows the percentage of positive reviews from verified critics. Everybody thinks that a lot of people think that Rotten Tomatoes is the ones that's giving these scores. All Rotten Tomatoes does is take all the scores from all the critics and just averages it out. Everybody always thinks Rotten Tomatoes is this.
Well, it's not. But what if you get a movie that has like a 15 on Rotten Tomatoes out of 60 critic reviews? It's a pretty good bet that it's probably going to be pretty bad.
Exactly. People will be surprised how on par the critics and the viewers are really on the same page 9 times out of 10. There are a bunch of outliers where the critics and the viewers are like on different planets. That happens, and people always put more stock in the
critics,
more stock in the people. I mean, against the critics, thinking that the critics are all idiots but the critics are trained and they are looking at specifics. While the average moviegoer is just wondering, just thinking that explosion was cool and those boobs were big, critics are actually judging the editing and they're looking at things that that really make movies piece together and work well. But I mean, I'm just being kind of harsh on it. But I'll give a movie a good plus an A rating if the boobs were big. I mean, that's just me. I mean, sorry, babe, I'm gonna admit it. I'm a guy, But if I put my critic hat on, then yeah. If the pacing sucks, if I can tell if the editing is jarring, if it takes me out, if it doesn't make any sense, I'm gonna judge it like a critic. That's just how it is. Key metric 75% is the threshold between a movie that is considered fresh and certified fresh, while anything below 60 is considered rotten. Critics seem to have appreciated the MCU's early with, and this is everything we already discussed earlier. Early with only 3 of the 12 movies in Phase 1 and 2 falling below 75. Then they all became super fans throughout Phase 3, with only 1 movie out of the 12, Captain Marvel, falling below 80%. And even that entry came in at 79%. Phase 4 follows the most critically acclaimed phase with the most polarizing. Not only did Phase 4 have the highest percentage of the movies underneath that certified 75 threshold, but it also featured the MCU's first rotten movie in Eternals, 47%. So this is just a rehash of what we all just talked about. The Metacritic chart shows something different. Look, phase 1, the average score was 65%. Phase 2, 65%. Phase 3, 73%. And phase 4, 64%. If I remember correctly, let me just not go off of memory. Let me just read it. The Metacritic Metascore is much closer to an actual rating of the movies. Metacritic compiles reviews from a variety of critics and combines them in a weighted formula that gives well-established writers more value. This is considered arbitrary, but it is what it is. The key metric, Metacritic is a 0 to 100 score where anything above 60 receives a green label. Anything below 81% is given a must-see label. Metacritic reports roughly 5% of recorded movies have reached this status. Only 5%. There are only 9 movies with a perfect 100 score, and only one of them was made in this century. While Metacritic critics took more than time to warm up to the MCU, still only 3 movies fell below 60% mark through phase 2. Iron Man 2, Thor the Dark World. Iron Man 2 and Thor the Dark World. Iron Man 2, Thor, and Thor the Dark World. Okay. Phase 3 followed the same pattern as Rotten Tomatoes, with no movies falling below 60 and the average skyrocketing from 65 to 73. Then phase 4 tanked that progress again, with the average falling back down to 64% and the lowest Metacritic score in the MCU, Eternals, again with 52. Phase 5 made sure that did not last long, with Quantumania taking another stumble with the new low score of 48. The better movie of the multiverse saga so far has performed very well, but do not stand out as much as they did with the Rotten Tomatoes ranking. Phase 4 is the first MCU phase without a movie that surpassed a 75% Metacritic score. And the critic score trend, let's go through it again. Okay, phase 1, the average was 72%. Phase 2, 73%. Phase 3, 81%. And so far in phase 4, 70%. So for the most part, all these charts, they all seem to be on the same page. And let me wrap it up real quick and go down to cinema score. What the hell? That's like a flat line right there. Phase 1 at 91%. Phase 2, 93%. Phase 3 at 93% as well. And phase 4 at 90%. So the cinema score seems to be more lenient than I don't know how they score it. Cinema score is a manual poll given to audience members in key regions of the United States and Canada directly after. Oh, that's the one where people they wait for you to come right out of the theater and they ask you what you thought of the movie, like right out of it. I'm not surprised that all these scores are so high, because usually when people walk right out of the theater, they're kind of pumped. And they mostly give a good review on the spot. But when you go home and you think about it, then you kind of go, nah, those boobs weren't that big. You know? You know what I mean? So cinema score is different. But anyway, this is pretty much on par. Okay, wait, audience. Rotten Tomatoes audience score. Okay, here it is. Phase 1 on the average, 79%. Phase 2, 84%. Phase 3, 82%. What is that dipped so hard? Captain Marvel. Oh yeah, the Brie Larson effect. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, Captain Marvel is the worst audience scored movie. Why am I not surprised? And with everything that's going on right now with have you guys heard about that the Marvel's trailer is being bashed?
Yeah, I saw it.
They're attacking it on purpose. Because they don't like Brie Larson and whatnot. That movie's gonna be very divided, and it's probably gonna flop. I don't think it's gonna flop. But here's why. That trailer made me think that this is more of. This is what's the little girl's name? This is Ms. Marvel from this movie looks like season 2 of Ms. Marvel, and that was a very highly. Very well liked and highly scored TV series. That girl is a fan favorite. She like people like her energy and her and whatnot. People that are purposely bashing this trailer, they're just continuing on the Brie Larson train.
What do you think, Joy? Do you think that the Marvels is gonna tank? I think it's gonna be one of the lowest movies.
I don't think so. I saw that there was a lot of humor in it, in the trailer that we saw that you showed me.
I think that there is a lot of agendas against it. But go ahead. Go ahead. Bro.
Well, I mean, I love comedy, so I think it can do well if it. I mean, obviously, it's already been made.
Let me rephrase it. Do you think it is going to do well?
I'll have to see it first because I'll know if I watch. I'll know after watching it, like, all right, everybody's gonna hate this, or like they need to give it a chance. I think it can be good, and I think it could definitely do better than what was the one you said?
Captain Marvel?
Captain Marvel.
I don't think it'll make more money than Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel made $1 billion. And that was part of the people's hate against Tyrone Magnus was even on his channel convinced that because that's how capitalism works. He's convinced that Marvel bought those tickets themselves. That's not how it works. No company is gonna spend money just to break even, just to get to make their numbers go up. You spend that money in ads and advertising the damn thing. You don't buy seats. That theory that Disney bought movie seats is the stupidest thing. No, as greedy as people are in corporate America, no company really, I mean, unless you really just want to inflate the numbers, unless you're a starter company and you need to inflate the numbers. There's rappers out there who would buy their own albums to make their albums go to #1 because they're starting out and need to get in the game. But Disney does not need to do that. They spend that money in marketing.
I really want it to do well because I hate seeing movies that are all female casts get bashed and do so poorly.
Whoa.
Because then people don't want to make any more of them. I mean, personally, because I like humor, I liked the Ghostbusters movie that was all the ladies. Thought it was fucking funny. But everybody else is like, oh my God, that was the worst movie that was ever made. It's trash. It's awful. I was like, thought it was funny. It's personal opinion.
How many times have you watched it?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I've only watched it once.
Yeah.
Just like the others. I haven't watched the others a million times.
I'm still correct. I get what you're saying, but that movie could have been better than what they did. I don't think that movie was bad because it had all females in it. I think that movie was bad because the way it was written, and no, the way that they like what they did with at the very end, making it the way they did with Chris Hemsworth being the villain and all that stuff. It was almost worse than how they ended Ghostbusters 2. Ghostbusters 2 to me is the worst Ghostbusters movie, but that reboot is close because the movie was so great, and then the whole thing with the Statue of Liberty at the end and stuff, it was so dumb and cheesy with being controlled by the Nintendo thing. Oh my God, it was so stupid. But anyway, but going back into these Marvel movies and stuff, I don't know. Look, like Brie Larson, the whole thing with that whole Brie Larson thing. I don't think this movie's gonna make $1 billion like the first one.
No way.
There's a chance. I mean,
I don't think it's gonna get near.
But people said the exact same thing for the first Captain Marvel movie, that it was never gonna that it was not anywhere. Wait, where are we at right here? Where's our? I'm always forgetting where we're at. There we are. They said the same thing about the first Captain Marvel movie. Like people, like honestly, the people that were bashing that movie, the things that they were saying was all the same shit. Like her acting sucked. She was so robotic. She had no emotion. That was the point of the character. She was brainwashed.
I didn't think it was a bad movie, actually.
I didn't think so either. But I'm gonna be honest with you. But when Brie Larson said that thing in an interview, when she said that there should be more inclusion with media and like we should include more outlets, like for example, like for Black Panther, why weren't you inviting more Black-owned media outlets to report and cover the Black Panther movie? She didn't say kick out, Variety and kick out the Daily whatever the Cinema Blend and all them. Kick them out so you can make room for these other Black-owned outlets. She said include more Black-owned outlet companies. But when she said that, everybody on the internet was saying the same thing. Brie Larson hates white people. It was a stupid, and then everybody got on the hate Brie Larson train after that. And then the movie made $1 billion.
People hear what people want to hear.
Yeah. The whole hate on Brie Larson was just, and now that this trailer came out, that is continuing. The new rumor is Brie Larson is pissed off that the movie is called The Marvels instead of Captain Marvel 2. Let's be real. If I was Brie Larson, I'd be pissed. Let's say that rumor was true. I'd be pissed too. I'm an Oscar. I mean, but that's what your marketing team is for. That's what That's why Brie Larson has a marketing manager, her manager. That's what all those people do. They're supposed to be the ones calling Kevin Feige, trying to go, come on, man, give my client more of what she deserves. That's what their job is. And you would be pissed off at that too, Sean. If you started a movie that made $1 billion, and then you were given a sequel, and they were going to take your title character name off the marquee, and make it a team thing, wouldn't you be like, dude, what the hell?
Of course you'd be upset.
Yeah,
I mean, anybody who says they wouldn't be is lying their ass off. Of course you'd be upset. I mean, you'd have to just suck it up and do what they say, but yeah, of course you'd be upset.
Any actor would. I mean, come on, we're acting like this isn't show business. I mean, dude, when Robert Downey Jr. was too risky to really give any, it was Terrence Howard was the dude that vouched for him and to get him the job as Iron Man. And then when that was a big hit, and they wanted to pay him more for Iron Man 2, they wanted to take money away from Terrence Howard, and he was like, "What the fuck? No." Like, it's business. You don't get what you deserve, you get what you negotiate. And Brie Larson would be stupid not to try to get, not herself, maybe she has that relationship with Kevin Feige, but no, you get your manager to call, hey Kevin, come on, bro. Brie Larson is the Oscar winner. Brie Larson is the title character. It was Captain Marvel that made $1 billion. Why wouldn't you call it Captain Marvel 2? Even do a subtitle, Captain Marvel 2, The Marvels. That to me made sense, but that's not what he wanted to do. And maybe the movie won't make more money than the first one. But if anybody's thinking that Brie Larson is wrong for not at least trying to get the movie named Captain Marvel 2, you just don't know how business works. Any of you would have done the same thing if your movie made $1 billion. Whether Disney bought the tickets or not, does not matter. like that's just business. And then when Kevin Feige says no, just like Sean said, all right, well, I mean, you can try to. What are you gonna do? I'm not gonna act in the movie then. Okay, then you're gonna get sued.
Yeah, they're gonna sue you.
You're gonna get sued by Disney. Those contracts are specific. If you are signed to a multi-appearance deal, only if we call you, we can recast you if we want to. But if we want you, you're coming, or we're gonna sue you. That's the deal. She had no choice. So, but if they would have named Iron Man 2 the Iron Men or something like that, yeah, then Robert Downey Jr. probably would have did the same thing. What the fuck? Like this movie made so much money. What the hell are you doing? Like why are you doing this? But yeah, to me it didn't make sense. I don't think that they should have changed the name to The Marvels. But if this movie makes, does anybody here think that The Marvels is going to make more money than Captain Marvel did?
No.
Should I make that a polling question? Does anybody think that? Does nobody think that? Let me make that into a polling question. Let me start a poll. Let me write that. Let me do that right now. Will
the trailer was a little confusing. Again, I guess we touched on this earlier. We were talking about something being so meta. Like, if you don't have any context what's going on, like she says, for me the trailer was just a little bit confusing.
You said for who?
When I watched the trailer for that, I was a little confused, and
I forgot all about the soundboard.
Marvel.
The trailer was not very well. It didn't convey a good understanding of what's going on.
I saw a dude on YouTube complaining about the very beginning of that trailer when Rambo transformed into Kamala Khan in space, when she was screaming, ah! That was a dude on YouTube going, oh my God, it's so fucking annoying having these damn kids on. Like, dude, what the like that sounds like a personal thing. Like, you just hate kids, for one. And like, how is like they're talking about this is just pandering, this is just trying to be funny, and it's just so stupid having her scream like that. Like, a teenager that gets zapped into space wouldn't scream like that. This dude was a grown man. It was a British dude. Like, dude, you'd scream like a little girl with a skint knee if you were sitting in your kitchen cooking your fucking Roman noodles and then got zapped into space. You'd be screaming too. I'd be screaming. I'd be pissing myself. And then I see Nick Fury. I thought that was funny. She was like, ah, hey, Nick Fury, what's up? Like, then she just straightened up. I thought that was funny. But I think she's gonna steal that whole movie. That's what I think. I think Kamala Khan is going to steal that movie. I'm not saying she's going to be like better than Brie or performance, but I think, like, as far as being funny and cute and charming, and I think the audience, when they see this movie, they're going to grab, because her energy. She has that Spider-Man, Peter Parker type of that energy, and she's fun. And she that way, like, the people, everybody who liked the trailer all say the same things. They mostly compliment what they saw her do, Kamala Khan. And I don't understand why the naysayers are so mad. The one thing that they criticized about Captain Marvel was that she was so wooden. Okay, well, now you got a character in there that's bringing all this energy. But they're just bashing it because they just need to bash it. I don't know. That's just how I feel about it. All right. Well, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that. We were on that one for a long time. Moving on to the next thing in the show is the reviews portion of it. I don't know, Sean, if you want to stick around, if you can. If you don't have to, if you have something to add, did you see Beef on Netflix? Not. What about Shrinking on Apple? Do you have Apple TV Plus? You watch Shrinking?
I do not, but I will be getting it for the new Band of Brothers show because they bought it from HBO.
Okay. All right, yeah, we're gonna review that. So me and Joy are gonna talk about those two. If you want to stick around, but since you haven't seen it, you want to just call it?
Yeah, you guys go ahead and do that.
All right, Sean. So I appreciate it. I know usually this will be a part of the show when a person leaves. I'll be like, where can they find you online? But they can't find you. You can find Sean on Xbox. There you go. You want? Hey, there you go. For the gamers out there, you want to tell people your gamer tag to meet you on?
Absolutely not.
All right. There you go. There you go. So yeah. So Sean is antisocial. Sean says, "Fuck you and your games." Like, but you're gonna be on Call of Duty later. All right. But you don't want me to tell them what your gamer tag is? All right. All right. Be like that then. All right, man. I'll get on the game with you real quick, and then after that we'll play some Call of Duty, some gunfight. All right. You can log off Zoom, man. I want to just keep the show going real quick. So when we go into the reviews, there's two things that I'm going to review. The next thing we're going to review is Beef. I finished watching Beef on Netflix, and here's my quick thoughts, my review on it. I thought this was great. I had a lot of fun with it. It started off kind of like just like how the trailer gave you. It was like, two people that need a bunch of anger management classes and segments were they just were colliding into each other and just I don't know, and just in this one weird moment at a very weird time in their lives. both of these characters just were gravitated towards each other with all this rage and all this anger. This is a dark comedy that really makes you think. Like, if you're the type of person who always sweats the small stuff and just blows everything out of proportion, this is a movie that's kind of like therapeutic that you need to watch, because these two characters, what is it, Ali Wong and what was the other guy's name? Steven Yeun. Yeah, they really did a good job. This whole movie, I remember saying to Joy earlier that this whole movie was a bunch of different little issues and drama that everybody in this series, the two main characters and everybody around them are going through, that everybody only has a little piece of information on each other. You know how people are when they find out some drama or some bad news about you, some secrets that you're trying to keep under wraps, and you don't want to be shined into the light of day, otherwise it'll destroy the image that you've been working on yourself on. This is a whole series where every character has a little bit of information, a little piece of the puzzle, but nobody really collectively knows what's really going on the whole time. Like, Ali Wong is doing her best to keep up appearance and to not let that mask slip out. And Steve, and he's doing the exact same thing. Everybody knows a little bit of everybody's dirt and how much of a trash or shit person that they are, but these two people against each other, unstoppable force, an immovable object. They let all their issues out against each other. And I had a theory. I'm not gonna spoil it of what I saw. I had a theory. I told my wife, I said, by the end of this movie, them two good. They're gonna smash. Now I'll spoil this part. I was wrong on that, but I was close. I'm not going to tell you what I saw. If you haven't seen it, I'm not going to spoil it. But I was wrong, but I was close. These two people were just it's like if you ever met somebody that just brings out the worst in you. We have two people that were trying so hard to keep up appearance, to do the right thing. But they're so selfish. They're so damaged. They're so I don't know. They're so destructive type of people. These are the type of people that need to stay away from everybody else, but together, I honestly thought, I said, by the end of this movie, they're gonna smash or they're gonna become a great couple. I was wrong about that. That does not happen, but I was close. Only these two people kind of work together, and they kind of, I don't know, they need each other in a weird, destructive way, because they need to destroy each other. It was weird. It was almost like watching Highlander. There can only be one. They went out on a whole path to just destroy each other. And for the most part of this movie, they looked like, with series, it looked like there was a clear villain and a clear anti-hero. It looked like Ali Wong was like the clear bad guy, and that Steve was looking like, okay, he was a bad person, but he was just, he could be redeemed. And then it kept switching. Like, oh, no, it's like, no, both of these characters were trash, and it was such good tea. You love being the guy on the outside watching these two negative forces try to destroy each other and bring everybody down around with you. My wife is a very positive person. She loves to watch comedies and stuff. She watched the first episode with me. She did not have enough energy to watch the rest of it.
The bits of humor that I saw was funny. It is a darker humor, which me personally, I have a very odd sense of humor. I'm very sarcastic, and it, being in the medical field, it's a twisted sense of humor. However, this particular just topic is, Were you
triggered?
I hate the word trigger. It's
triggering?
It's so overused that it drives me nuts. But it bothered me. We have so
much negativity going on in the world,
anger management issues in this world already.
This was a reflection of that.
Nonstop.
This was a reflection of that.
People act like fools was stressful to me. I'm like,
were you triggered?
Don't want to watch people act like a bunch of idiots.
For me.
Let me see how much more I can outdo you by acting like an ass, because you acted like an ass and I think you acted like an ass first. Like, it's nonsense. It's pointless.
And the whole time while I'm watching this, all of Joy's friends were texting her, "Oh my God, beef was so good," still recommending this to her. I have a feeling one day maybe Joy might give this one a chance because it is very good. There is a lot of comedy in there, but it's so much dark comedy. Like if they decided to make this a traditional comedy, and like a comedy, not a dark comedy, like they still do the same things to each other, but make it more comedy instead of dark comedy, Joy probably would have watched it and enjoyed it. But it was just dark. It's like dark comedy was the ceiling, and then it just went to drama. Like it just always kept falling down to just drama. Anytime it went up to comedy, it was just all the comedy was just dark. It just that was the ceiling, and the floor was the most horrific you ever saw. But sickos like me love that shit. I enjoyed watching these two. Ali Want, and I guess it's a good time to break out the new sound. My friend said that I could use this sound. Like I was like, the whole time this series was going on, I'm like, there was a bunch of times in this show. I was like, by episode 2, I'm like, she could have destroyed him and it just ended it by episode 2. But because that inner demon that was in her, that need to just go to war, that what's that saying? You're your own worst enemy, was a perfect analogy of this whole thing, because everything that went wrong in this show was because of their inner need to one up and sometimes it was some shit that happened in this show that it wasn't the other person's doing, but because shit was going on wrong in their lives, they needed to punish somebody. So I'm already beefing with this dude. Let me take my frustrations out of like Ali Wong's character. I'm having problems with my husband. Let me take it out on this guy I'm beefing with, or him. I'm having problems with my little brother pissing me off, or my cousin pissing me off. Let me take it out on her. You know, like it was like all this unnecessary drama that people like us on the outside in the internet age and TikTok, we love to watch the drama unfold. We're like, ooh, yes, y'all destroy each other. Like this will feed your inner negative, toxic demon. That's what that show did. That was a good show. So I recommend watching it. I think it was funny. I hope one day my wife will watch it. But every episode that I was watching, I'm gonna break out this new sound. I felt like I kept saying the same thing.
Some of y'all are about to get sued.
Some of y'all about to get sued. I just don't know why it lasted. This thing did not need to drag on for as long as it did. This whole series could have been like a 5-episode series. Honestly, this could have just been a movie. I thought it was a movie. But I mean, to drag out the dramas that was going on with all the other characters and whatnot, that was fine. But this honestly could have just been a movie. I don't know why it needed to be a series. But if I was to speculate for a season 2, I would not be surprised that these two characters will become friends in a weird way, and then focus their evil, negative energy outwardly on. Because whenever they teamed up, oh my God, these two would just if these two were a married couple, they would destroy everyone around them. These two people are the worst. And if they, I don't know, I feel like if they could just work together, they could really take over the world. But I don't know. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. For me, I give it a B+. That's a B+. I'm gonna give it a B+ rating. That's for me. All right. The next thing that we have on, we finished watching Shrinking, baby. Shrinking on Apple TV Plus. If you guys have seen Shrinking, or if you guys seen Beef, let me know in the comment section what you guys thought about it. Babe, what did you think about Shrinking?
I loved Shrinking. I thoroughly enjoyed Shrinking.
Our boy from How I Met Your Mother. Yeah. What did you think about? So, what did you like about it?
Well, of course, I liked the humor. Mm-hmm. It's hilarious, and
that we got a happy Harrison Ford.
It is definitely irreverent, funny. You know, it's there's certainly stuff that you're like.
Like I felt like the way Shrinking did it, I felt like Beef. That's the comedy level that Beef could have had. that would have kept your attention if they would have been more lighthearted. But it's called Beef. But anyway,
I mean, and of course, it also had, there was some sad parts and some touching moments.
Yeah. There was some dark times.
Some learning stuff to learn.
Yeah. How you deal with grief. How you deal with losing a loved one. Yeah. So,
I mean, and it was very engaging because you kept you really wanted to follow that storyline and see, a little bit of cliffhangers here and there. What's going on? What's going to happen next?
Who's your favorite character?
That's a toss up. Of course, I loved seeing Harrison Ford be funny.
Yeah.
Because all we ever see of him is
Grumpy Ford.
Grumpy and serious dramatic roles.
Yeah.
So for him to he was still grumpy, but for him to be funny and to not take himself serious and to just not be serious, I loved that. That was really nice that was entertaining.
Yeah.
I enjoyed you don't get to see it in the beginning. I loved the duo of the next door neighbor and his best friend. Once they became friends.
I love the next door neighbor because I love the husband. Like he was funny. The next door neighbor's husband, like that. What was that scene? Or it was like, what was it? Pam, that racist neighbor, was talking. He's like, "Hey, Pam, how you doing?" Like, we don't like Pam right now. Oh yeah, fuck you, Pam. Like the way he was. I swear, I would have thought that. Like, I thought that I thought he was probably. I don't want to spoil it, but the neighbors were my favorite character. I like the fact that characters that you thought were gonna be enemies forever, they became friends. Like his coworker, the black psychiatrist, what's her name? And his next door neighbor.
That's what I'm talking about. Those two
they
together,
hated each other at
once
first.
They became friends.
Yeah,
they were cracking me up.
They were the funniest part of the movie.
Each other on, going
I
places.
I could see a whole series.
That was cracking me up.
Yeah, I could see a whole series with them too. And Harrison Ford and our lead, what is his name? I don't know if you can pull up the cast real quick, but the lead of the show and Harrison Ford, them together, and his daughter, trying to work through his issues with the fact that he lost his wife and that his daughter was dealing with losing her mother, and then her father kind of shutting down and not taking his wife's death so well. That's where the show starts.
So the main character is Jimmy. He's the one that's lost his wife.
What his real name is?
Jason Segel.
Jason Segel, yeah.
The next door neighbor is Liz and her husband Derek.
Yeah.
The best friend therapist is Gabby, and Harrison Ford is Paul.
Yeah. So Gabby and the next door neighbor, what's her name? Liz. When they became friends, the show got significantly better. And I think this is from the same showrunner who wrote, or the same show creator who did what's the other Apple TV show that's Ted Lasso. Mm-hmm. Like this has now made me go, okay, I'm gonna go watch Ted Lasso now, because if he's writing shows like that's this funny, this is one of the funniest shows that I've seen in a minute. This was a great show. I can't wait. So I'm gonna go watch Ted Lasso now, thanks to this show, and I can't wait. And I want more of it. I want more Harrison Ford. I want I don't have a problem with any of the any member of this cast. This whole cast was great. Shrinking is one of the best shows on TV in a long time. Before we move on to
and it got greenlit for a second season.
Oh yeah,
the first one ever even made it halfway through. So.
Oh yeah. This I'm glad. I can't wait to see it. What do we got?
Oh, and Kevin, I'll say, yeah, I knew the neighbor Derek was from Married with Children, and he was goofy on that too.
Yeah. Hold on, let's catch up to some of the things that Kevin was talking about. but no. Let's see, but no clue what happened or what I'm looking for. I don't know. You're gonna have to give me some. I'm sorry, we didn't.
Oh, he was That was when we were talking about the Marvels.
Okay.
Or why is Marvel going down? He was talking about that.
People just he goes. People just like to hate. I thought Captain Marvel was great and was surprised how much I liked Ms. Marvel. Yeah. I said on the show a lot, like that, what's her name? Mecha Random 42. Mm-hmm. She makes her whole channel about Brie Larson hate. Brie Larson was caught using Colgate toothpaste. What a bitch. Next video. Brie Larson puts her pants on one leg at a time. What a bitch. Next video. Brie Larson, like that's her whole identity. And now you think her YouTube channel is bad. Look at her Twitter feed. Mecha Random 42. Look at her Twitter feed. Brie Larson. It goes on. It's a sickness. What does Abraham Preach say? It's a sickness. I enjoyed the Marvels trailer. Looks fun. Hate the bashing. At least wait till this. Exactly. See the damn movie before you bash on it. But these channels have learned. The algorithm gods have taught them. You bash on Brie Larson, you get the clicks. You get the clicks, you get the money. You get the money, you get the women. And then you get the nipple rubbing. Yes, Brie Larson brings the nipple rubbing. Yeah, that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. Kevin Myers is like, I didn't sign up for this. What else is? Appreciate you keeping the comments going, Kev. Sorry about the nipple rubbing. I was trying to impress my wife. Sorry. Shrinking was fantastic. Harrison Ford had a great role in his relationship with the rest of the characters. Man, some of the best parts of that show was when he was sitting. Oh, the car scene.
Singing. He was like, play that song.
What's that? What was that song?
Was it the Sugar? Was it Sugar Ray?
Yeah, Sugar. Every morning there's a halo, because that song has such a deeper meaning. That was Sugar Ray. They named that second album 1459 because they were told from their first album, I just want to fly. This is your 15 minutes of fame. And they were told you only have 50, your 15 minutes of fame is up. So when they came up with that second hit, that's why they named that second album 1459, because their 15 minutes wasn't up yet. So that was a good little jab at the critics and stuff. So that was kind of funny. But I think after that, they didn't really have a hit after that. So that was their so they called it. They were like, that was their 15 minutes. So that was funny. Love the new fringe.
My hair.
Oh. What? First name, last name. What, you hitting on my wife? Bruh. I thought we were friends, baby. What happened? What you doing? You hitting on my wife? Come on, bro. And Kevin comes back. I haven't seen the neighbor's husband since Married with Children. He's hilarious.
He was hilarious on there.
He was Marcy Darcy. Yeah. He was Mr. Darcy. Yeah. That's what I remembered. Oh my God, I forgot. He was Mr. Darcy.
And he was funny he was dorky.
Everybody thought that when the first husband left that the show was but when he came through, I remember there was an episode where he was actually a secret, like a killer. Like he had somebody killed and anyway, but yeah, I remember when he first came on the show, she was like, I got married in Vegas. Like, oh, I don't even know your last name. What's your last name? Oh, it's Darcy. And she was like, Marcy Darcy. And he was funny as hell. I forgot he was on Married with Children. Damn it. That's right. Oh, man. Now that took me way back. I'm going to have to go back and watch some Married with Children. That brought me back. Guys, that's the end of the main topics and everything. First name, last name is just explaining himself. Nah, Chris. Mad respect for the sanctity of marriage. All right. Sorry that I had to get rough like that, man. I didn't mean to get so tough with you. Anyway, let's move on to the next. We got your mail. So I haven't done a We Got Your Mail in a long time. So for We Got Your Mail, I got a bunch of comments that came in. I want to highlight. Because I want to thank you guys that have been supporting the channel. For guys that are hitting the like button, the guys that subscribe and getting the channel to 10,000 subscribers. For all you guys in the chat box, no super chats tonight, but that's all right. I don't care. Oh, that's fine. No, I'm just playing. Anyway, for We Got Your Mail, the first thing we got, where you got your mail, babe? You got it over there for you. Who was the first comment that we got from an old post? Guys, remember, if your comment or question comes in and it's something that on the live show, yeah, I'll address it on the live show. But if you comment on a video or a segment and something you want me to address it, I'll address it on a We Got Your Mail segment and give you guys a shout out. So who's the first person we're giving a shout out to this time?
Austin 020521.
What does he say?
No, I'm irritated about this. I'm just worried they'll make more changes that wouldn't make sense, i.e. changing races, genders, sexuality, etc. I have no idea what
this was. I'm sorry. This was about Harry Potter. This was regarding when we talked. This was a comment that came. I should have put what video he was commenting on. He was commenting on a segment when we talked about the Harry Potter series that just got greenlit to come to Max. So what did he say again? He said, "I'm the race changing and stuff." Like, dude,
I don't
so worried about that?
I don't really think that's their goal. I think it's more for the super fans who read the books, and when you have books like that go, man, that movie missed so much of the book that was great.
Yeah.
Because they don't have time.
Exactly.
It's a 2-hour movie.
I was just about to say.
And so that's what this is for, is to say, we're going to really be able to break down this particular book and stretch it out into 7 or 8 episodes, so that you
10.
can...
They called it out,
so
10,
so
which
that
is more
we
books.
Can really get into the book.
Yeah, this is 10 is more than how many books there are. So
I don't think it's about changing characters. It's about letting people get to see...
You're right.
Really into the book that they didn't get to see.
You're right, because a lot of people who read the books, that was one of their biggest criticisms of the movie, that they cut out so much out of the book because you couldn't fit it all into a movie and make it less than 3 hours or whatnot. So that was one of the biggest criticisms about the movie that against the books. So now you're going to get a TV series where it seems like you're going to have a whole, like, I don't know, was it like maybe 10 episodes a season, where they can fill in. We are now gone from the old school network days where a series was like 24 episodes in one season. Now if it was something like that, now that would be expensive. I know. With these streaming platforms, that's why they keep it to like 10 or less, because it is too expensive to do it.
People are still going to be mad because it doesn't really matter.
There's going to be one thing out of the book that they didn't include.
Well, they just...
Page 375.
Just in general.
Yeah.
People get mad. Oh my gosh, that person they cast is horrible, and so-and-so would have been way better. Well, guess what? You're not being paid to direct or create this, so...
I don't... No, and to answer his other worry, no, I don't think Hermione is going to be a black girl. I don't think they're going to get Negro Potter in the damn...
We
relax.
already had people upset about our vampire... What Lestat, and what was our...
the vampire... an interview with the vampire.
Yeah,
making what's her name black, even and making Lestat black, even though it made sense with Louisiana.
And gay.
Yeah, and they were always gay.
But people wanted to erase that.
But they ignored that part, like the way they pick and choose from the Bible. They ignored that part of the book. But no, I don't think it's gonna be that crucial. Anyway, but at the same time, who cares if they make it Negro Potter? Who cares? You're still gonna watch. Just like Mecha Random 42 saying, I'm only gonna watch Captain Marvel for the cat. I'm like, because I'm a cat. Get the fuck out of here. All you haters are just gonna watch it. You're gonna watch it. I'm not saying that you're a hater, but that whole thing with I hate race and gender swapping and sexuality, etc. All that. Well, okay. I mean, then don't watch it. because it's gonna happen. Sometimes we don't. If you want to watch the same old stuff all the time, then watch the original. I like it when they take liberties and because if people didn't take liberties, we wouldn't have gotten Scarface from the 70s.
When it comes to Harry Potter is J.K. Rowling will not allow anything to be done that she doesn't want done.
She's already that's true.
If it gets put out there, it's because she was okay with it. So get over yourself.
And that's true, but I think with her controversies that's been coming on.
No, but I'm just saying for people to be like, she wrote it, she did all of it,
and she's the executive producer.
Her hand in all of this. Yeah. So if she is fine with them casting or changing this, then that was her. Then blame her.
Let it go. Then blame her. But all right, what's the next one?
Ben Dowd Arrow says Batman is a fascist. And anyone who thinks otherwise has never read a single comic or watched anything critically.
This came from when I got on when I bashed those old dudes from Geeks and Gamers. What's his name? Ryan Kendall, whatever his name is. You know, like Batman's a fascist. I mean, he wants to defend. He wants to bash on that trailer for George Lopez saying that Batman is a fascist. That's fine, but the way he did it was just he was just doing it just to man, those guys just want to be the Fox News of YouTube, just for clicks. He started talking about I hate the she them don't know their own gender. Like he didn't have to go. He did that on purpose because that's the status quo over there at that channel. And but what Ben was saying. It's true. Batman is a fascist. So you look up the definition of fascist. I mean, Batman doesn't work for the government, but if you think about it, he technically does. He works hand in hand. Even though he's a vigilante, his best friend is who? Commissioner Gordon. He's doing everything for the police. I'm surprised that the Batmobile doesn't have one of those American flags with the blue stripe on it. He's doing everything for the damn police. It's all for the cops. He cries when the police don't like him and stuff. He loves Jim Gordon. He is a fascist, because he does everything by it's his way or the highway. Robin will tell you that, especially the one who got killed by the Joker. It's Batman's way or the highway, and he'll turn you over to the cops. But yeah, no. Read the definition of a fascist. Yeah, Batman is technically a fascist. I don't give a damn if you like it or not. It's true. All right, what's the next one?
Lance Lopez says, it's going to be like Lethal Weapon. Danvers would be Riggs.
Ms. Marvel, the Marvels. Mm.
Danvers would be Riggs, Rambo would be Murtaugh, and Kamala would be Butters.
I asked that question because somebody I think he made that comment that it was going to be about like Lethal Weapon. I said, this movie reminds me of like a Lethal Weapon or 48 Hours. That's like a buddy cop kind of a thing. And he was like, no, it's going to be like Lethal Weapon. Carol Danvers, Brie Larson would be Riggs. Rambo would be Murtaugh. So why does Rambo have to be Murtaugh? The black girl's going to be the black guy? Like, okay, I see what you're doing there, Lance. I'm just messing with you. And Kamala would be Butters. Who was Butters in Lethal Weapon? I don't remember. Was that the Joe Pesci character?
I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
But I don't know. But at the same time, even though I'm giving you shit about the black girl being the black character from Lethal Weapon, you're actually right. Rambo would be the Murtaugh. I'm getting too old for this shit. like I can already see it. Yeah. I agree. I'm giving you shit, but I agree. All right, what's the next one?
Then we've got
moving on. That was the TikTok comments that those the comments that we got on TikTok. Now we're moving on to YouTube.
Daniel Head says, I think that's supposed to be thank you.
Thanks.
For correcting the Hollywood running out of ideas nonsense. When a new original non-IP movie comes along, they just never watch it.
We were talking last week when that discussion. I said when somebody was it Giovanni said, there's no new ideas or something like that. I don't know. There are plenty of new ideas. There are more new original movies that are released in theaters all the time than franchises. But people go to franchises more than those other things. And then there are outliers like Everything Everywhere All at Once. But there are And I guess he was just thanking me for that. No, that's true. Yeah, there are always every year, we get more. There's more new original ideas than franchises and things that aren't connected to other things. Like shit, this week we got Renfield coming out. I mean, I know it's Dracula, but this isn't Renfield, part 5. This is part 1. This is an original thing. 65 came out. Nobody went to go see it. What was the other movie that we saw? I mean, the one that broke the box office was John Wick Chapter 4. I mean, a franchise. I mean, that's just how it's been.
Well, I'll say your Super Mario.
This is the first version of it, but this is the second time that I wouldn't call that an original, because this is the second time this movie has been attempted, from the one from the 90s to this one, the animated version of it. And that it's based on a video game that everybody knows. But so I'm gonna put that in franchise category. What's the next one you took?
Ball Blade says, you brought up some good perspective here. Very informative compared to other YouTubes that were just whining how they missed the old John Campea casts. And you are right, at the end of the day, it's John Campea's channel. I find it funny people complain about Rob being gone from John Campea's show, but they don't go watch Rob's channel.
That's true. John Campea is sitting at almost 400,000 subscribers, if I remember correctly. Rob is still well under 100,000. And a lot of people are always saying that Rob is what makes the show great. And Rob this and Rob is the reason why everybody watches the John Campea show. That is not true. Because if that was true, Rob would at least have like 200,000 followers.
Sometimes I find that it's because of
unless there's like 75,000 followers of Rob loyal listen, they are subscribed to Rob. I don't know. But go ahead, baby.
The banter between people,
what makes his channel good is
putting people separate. It's not as exciting or fun as then when you've got a good group together. Yeah. Because then everyone's feeding off each other and you get some really good entertainment going on.
The common thing that I've been seeing in my comment chat ever since I did that video, that I made that segment on this video about John Campea, is that the common thing that I see over and over is John Campea is just jealous. He doesn't like not having the attention on himself. The show is already called The John Campea Show. So if he's a narcissist, I mean, you knew that because the damn show is named after him. I mean, he was going to name, so I'm thinking I'm going to probably make a separate We Got Your Mail, and I'm probably just going to go down that whole comment section because you guys had a lot to say about my video about that. And so maybe I'll go down that again, but the common thing I kept seeing was John does not like it when the spotlight is not on him. Okay, then why would he spend the money to hire them to come to the studio in the first place? If he likes only having the camera on himself, why would he hire them to come? Those comments they don't make sense.
Maybe he's got some ADD too. So his equivalent to you like to change the office around.
Why do you keep bringing that up?
He likes to change.
I haven't changed the office in weeks.
He comes up with an idea of cast, tries it out, and not necessarily that he hates it.
But they've been there for years.
But not necessarily that he hates it. He just continually is thinking of something new, like, oh, let's try this. Oh, let me try that.
No. If John was that type, I mean, his logo, his whole out thing stays the same. Like this channel here, people are to get mad at me because they see the lower third changes all the damn time. They see the thumbnails always damn changing and stuff. No, John has been very consistent for like the last 5-6 years. That nothing's fucking changed. Only thing that's changed is where he's at, like that new studio. Another thing that people have said in the comment section, that he shouldn't have spent that damn money on that studio. Okay, like maybe you're right. What's the next one? That we got?
King Philip says, I know I unsubbed because I got tired of hearing his Chris Brown rant.
I highlighted this comment for a reason. And here's your segment right now for this topic. I almost unsubscribed to John Campea for this situation right here. The thing that was going to be my test of whether or not I was about to unsubscribe to John Campea last couple of weeks ago or last month was Jonathan Majors. There's one example. Prejudice media coverage is a big issue with me. One example that I bring up all the time, whether Tabs likes it, I think I brought it up. Tabs like, oh my God, I bring this same topic up a lot because it's relevant. Hurricane Katrina. When the waters came in and people were flooded out of their homes, they needed food, they needed fresh water, they needed supplies. There was a convenience store that was abandoned because of the flood, and people went in there and they got food and whatever the supplies they could find out of it because they were flooded out of their homes and they needed to survive. But there was a newspaper, a local newspaper, when a white family broke into that abandoned convenience store and took food out of there so they could feed themselves and survive from the flood. The newspaper said, family seen here finding supplies after the flood. Black family at the exact same store and covered by the exact same newspaper did the exact same thing. What do you think the headline was? Family seen here stealing supplies. So why is it that the white family was finding food, black family stealing food? That is a history. That is something that's gone on in this country since the beginning of this country. In this hypocritical way, paint the black people doing a certain thing in a more negative light than you would paint white people doing it. That is just a fact. It has been done. It's over and over again. Let's just not pretend like that's not happening in this country. So ever since Chris Brown did what he did when he hit Rihanna and whatnot, John Campea, for months to years, he got for about a good year, would bring it up over and over again. Sometimes he would it would be anytime there was any kind of domestic thing with an actor, he would always come back to Chris Brown all the time. And this, even in the middle of the Johnny Depp thing, what started to piss me off was, and a lot of you guys might remember this, what started to piss me off was when Ezra Miller was in the news. And when that was hot and everybody was talking about it, I made sure to pay a real close attention to John Campea. I'm a big fan of John Campea. Everybody knows I love John Campea, but this is something that I have never been shy on criticizing him about. Because as much as I love his outlet and how he does his thing, I am not going to pretend like this not piss me off. Because every time a violent situation with an actor would come up, he would always bring up Chris Brown. He would say, I might be a chauvinist, but I have sisters. And many men who would hit a woman is not a man. And I was like, I agree. I'm not a Chris Brown fan. I don't give a fuck about Chris Brown. What he did to Rihanna was bad, was so bad. But that would always be his go-to punching bag for it. Chris Brown went to trial and went for what he did. And whether he was acquitted or not, whether you like the end results of it or not, he went to trial for it. Fast forward to and then every 5 minutes, it seemed like John Campea would just bring it up over and over and over again. Then when we got into the Ezra Miller phase of it, after Johnny Depp, and then went up to Ezra Miller, Rob, Chris Carr, they would all have the same kind of thing. Chris Carr was more. I like what Chris was saying more about it than everybody else. But what did John say? Ezra Miller, if he's guilty of what he did, if they are guilty of what they did, then F them. You don't hit people like that. You don't all that. He would always end the sentence the same way. But I hope they get help. He never said that about Chris Brown or anybody else. Never. It would always be F that guy. You hit a woman, you're not a man, F that guy, which I agreed with. But when it came like I said, Chris Brown went to trial. Whether you like the results of it or not, and then as much drama that Chris Brown has been in since, Did you ever see? Did he ever get into that same type of drama? Did he ever go to jail again for doing that same thing to another woman again? No, not from what I recall. But what did Ezra Miller do? Let's go to the timeline. Choked a woman in a bar. Threw a chair at another woman. Friends of his, people that he knew, threatened to, what did he say? Threatened to burn or kill some dude's wife who they helped bail him out of jail. These are 3 different situations, and this spread it on for years. What was the same result? What was the same thing that John would say on his show? I hope they get help. Not F that guy and you should never hit. Like, no, he to be fair, he said that too, but he always would end it with, I hope they get help. And that's what, I don't know this word, we don't like this word, but
For me,
what triggered me was the difference between finding supplies and stealing supplies. When it was Chris Brown, it was you're a scum of the earth, you're an asshole, you're this and you're that. But when it was Ezra Miller, it was you're a dirtbag for what you did and all that. But I hope you get help. He never said that about Chris Brown. So again, whether he knows it or not, or whether he feels like he was doing it, there was something, for whatever reason, John, as much as I like your show, for whatever reason, there was something inside of you that only would give certain people, you never talk like that about Johnny Depp or Amber Heard. You said these 2 people just were toxic. They need to stay away from each other. You never was as and you never was as sharp as how you would end it for Chris. So I would always ask myself, was it because we saw those pictures of Rihanna all busted up? Is it because Rihanna is such a queen and a goddess and up there like Taylor Swift and Beyonce and whatnot? And whatnot. So what does that mean? That Ezra Miller's victims were like, oh, because they're not on Rihanna's level, we don't give Ezra Miller as much shit as we gave Chris Brown? It never made sense to me. So what are you trying to say about those victims? And wasn't one of Ezra Miller's victims a child that he was allegedly grooming? It always pissed me off. And you guys are probably wondering, asking yourselves, damn, if you have this much criticism about John Cameron, why are you still a fan? Hey, that's the one thing that I never liked about him. And I think I mentioned this to him. I still like his show. I don't like here's the thing, because I don't disagree with his stance on Chris Brown, but I will tell him to his face, I just don't think it was fair how you covered Chris Brown versus how you covered Ezra Miller, because I think Ezra Miller did worse. Not saying that Ezra Miller did worse to one individual person, as Chris Brown did to Rihanna, but he did worse to multiple people and then he laughed at the cops as he was evading arrest and stuff. And then the grooming thing, that was enough to stop saying, I hope they get help. No, Ezra should have gotten the same F that guy, throw him under the prison treatment as Chris Brown got. It never made sense to me why Ezra kept getting the I hope they get help line at the end of every rant. It always bothered me. So if anybody thinks that I'm a John Campea apologist and stuff like that, I like John's show. I watch it every day. But if you ask, do I have a criticism of it? That was it. That's the one. The different coverage for certain types of actors and whatnot and rants. There it is. What's my one beef? What's my beef with? There's a bunch of things I can criticize the show about, but that's my biggest one. So yeah. So I'll go and I'll probably go back to that video, and maybe I'll do a longer "We Got Your Mail" for every comment, because I want to give everybody a chance to get their voice out there, because all the comments that came, I want to show you guys exactly what people were saying on that video, and what you probably might say when I segmentize this one. So here's some things that before I close the show out real quick.
Or you have someone who, because I can't remember from last week. Who was our winner last week of the John Wick?
Jesus was. Mm-hmm.
Was it Gonzalez the last? I can't remember the last name, but yes, it.
before I go to that, let me. I was giving first name, last name. I was making fun of us, but he's like, no worries, dude. Antonio, is it Chagola? When will the John Wick giveaway be announced? That
was why it was in the comments, and I said last week.
Yeah, I announced it last week, dude. Yeah, I'm sorry if you didn't. Viewers were watching last week. I announced it last week. The contest came and went last week, and when we hit 10,000 subs, I'm gonna do more contests. That was my soft. What is it called? A soft opening? A soft to when we talk about. When we're doing contests and stuff. That was me just testing it out. I've done giveaways before that as well, but it's been a long time, but I want to make it more of a regular thing. But last week, or was it last week or the week before, I already made that announcement.
I think it was last week.
Last week.
It was when Gio was here.
Yeah, I made the announcement last week. There was only a few guys who qualified for it between Twitter and Instagram. What I did was I put all those names into a online like random selector thing, and I hit the button and it picked up a name, and I announced the winner last week, and I already got their information. But stay tuned, dude. When we go from the subs that we're at now to 10,000, we're gonna do more. So if you were one of the dudes that qualified for the John Wick giveaway, I'm sorry you weren't the winner. It was a dude named Jesus on it. But if
next time we'll have to do it live on the air. So
I'm gonna do
watch it.
So because it was so few people that qualified. I was scrambling for whatever reason. I decided to announce it the week after. So technically, the winner was already like decided, or the qualified people were like 2 weeks ago, and then I announced it a week ago. But yeah, that contest already came and went. And for the poll that we have a few people that. But thanks for following up with me there. And I'll double check.
What kind of prizes?
Yeah, give me some suggestions.
Are of interest.
If you want Joy to buy you a PS5 or an Xbox,
no.
She said no. I'm sorry. You can't get an Xbox before me, bro. I'm sorry, but no. But if you have any suggestions for what I should throw in for prize giveaways, we'll start small. This channel is still thanks to the people who do super chats and things like that. That's what helps us. To grow and to keep the lights on over here. But the more you guys do that, or if you like the videos and stuff, hit the like button. I mean, if we get the views up on these shows, that also contributes as well. It translates to money, and that money comes from Google. So, I understand if people don't have the money to put in like $2 or $5 or a $100 super chat, hint, hint. If you can't do that, then just hitting the like button, man. Just do that. That helps as well. And then that money comes from Google's ass. Make to get the monetization thing going. But yeah, but if you have any suggestions, man, put it in the box, man. And I appreciate anything you want to say. And he says, cool, who won? Okay, yeah. I think his name was Jesus Gonzalez. That's who won the John Wick pop. Next one, Kevin Meyer says, great point with the Chris Brown story. It needs consistency. He didn't have consistency. That's what it pissed me off. And when the whole thing with Jonathan Majors happened, and when he was going to talk about it, I watched that. I played that video, and I told myself, if he does the Chris Brown thing again on Jonathan Majors before we even figure out what's going on, whether he's guilty, because Jonathan Majors could be 100% guilty. And if he is, like I say, F that guy too. But if it's constantly F that guy and then that's just the end of it, then that's a pattern. Then I would have been like, okay, then there's two people who are black who do a vile thing, and that's always your coverage. But when they're white, you seem to be more hopeful, and I don't like that. Because if I felt like Johnny Depp was 100% guilty, F that guy, and that would be the end of the sentence. What I said about Johnny Depp was both of those people are guilty, and they both just need to stay the hell away from each other. She won her case in England. He won the one in America. That's 1-1. Y'all stay the fuck away from each other. and go y'all separate ways. And y'all better not do it again. The first person that does it again, y'all be stupid as hell.
It's like a real life case of beef. People just trying to
It's a real life case of beef.
effing with each other to
Where's
see
the beef?
how much more petty
Yeah,
and angry we can get with each other.
Yeah. It's one
up
perfect
you.
analogy. Perfect. That was a real, the Johnny Depp thing was a real life case of beef. But when the Jonathan Majors thing is unfolded, because he's going to court again in May. If John, I to this day, I swear, if John Campia's outcome is the way he acted with Chris Brown, and I'm not defending Chris Brown, fuck Chris Brown, I don't give a fuck about Chris Brown. But if the consistency isn't there, the way he does with I hope they get help kind of a thing, like he gave to Ezra and to everybody else, then no, then I'm gonna be okay. That's a pattern. Then I'm like, all right, then I'm gonna say screw it. But he hasn't, so. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he just really hates Chris Brown. Maybe, for all I know, he just really hates his music. That could be it. If John goes, dude, I can't stand that dude's music. I'm like, all right, okay, now I get it. Like how people feel about, like, I don't know, they're an artist that they hate. Maybe it was just the music, because that's the only outlier. He's a musician first and a movie guy later. But how do I know that's just not an excuse? I can give myself conspiracy theories all day long. That's just the excuse you made up. That's why I wanted to let the Jonathan Majors one be the outlier, because I'm watching. Because if he does it again, I'm gonna be like, all right, then I'm probably gonna stop watching this show. I don't want John Campia to become my Brie Larson, but he might. Joy says, Jesus was the winner. El Savior Christ. That was on that was on what show was that? South Park.
Our cats are always the timekeeper, and
there was that noise you heard in the background was our cats like beating up on the door. They're like, you guys talking too much. If I hear Chris Brown one more time. All right, guys, that's the show. Appreciate you guys watching the rundown, guys. Again, you can check us out on all the socials and stuff. Let us know what you guys think on there. Like tag us. Hit us up with your comments, your questions, your concerns, your theories, and everything that you want to follow us on with and update us on. Let us know there as well as comments on here. If you have any suggestions that you want to throw our way, you can go to us online at mail at Th3 Medias or on social medias. And if you have any topics that you think we should cover, and we'll do it right here. I had in mind that this was going to be a 30-minute show.
You always say that.
I say that every week. One of these days, I'll get it done. Is this show better as a long 2-hour show, or is this better as a 1-hour show, or is it better as a 30-minute show? How much of this punchable face can you guys handle? That's the question. Put it in the box below and let me know what you guys think. Guys, if you want to reach out to me, you can always find me on, like I said, the socials, Chris W. Fagan on Twitter, on TikTok, and on Instagram. And Joy, if people want to reach out to you online, maybe if they're in the medical field, I don't know, where can they reach out to you online?
My TikTok is Viola Fagan, and my Instagram is Scrub Hats and More by Joy.
Yeah, those say Viola Fagan, but what was that one thing that said your maiden name that was pissing me off about that? So yeah, we're gonna argue about that.
I gotta figure my login so I can't change
I can't figure my login. Well, whatever. All right, whatever, Lion. Anyway, guys, Talking Through the Medias is brought to you from in front of a live studio audience of, I don't know, guys named Kevin Myers, who obviously know a lot about a little and a little about a lot of things. So I appreciate you, Kevin, for keeping us honest here in the live chat. And guys, that's the end of the show. Till next time, have a good one. Peace out. Oh, I forgot to put this up on the screen. Let me try it again for the next 10 seconds. Appreciate you guys. Have a good one. I'll see you at the movies. I made that tagline up. No, that wasn't Siskel and Ebert. Who said that? We'll see you at the movies. Who said that?
That wasn't Siskel and Ebert?
Was it Siskel and Ebert? I made that up. That was me. Screw those guys. Peace.